Welcome home. This is Audio EXP for April 26, and the episode title is Politics at the Game Table. Keith to Edinburgh won the RPG Publisher Spotlight this month, and I asked Keith a question I often ask designers. What makes a good core rulebook? And he had a good answer, one that's often overlooked, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, a logical structure. Oh golly, I hear that. I use rules less often because I got fed up of flipping through giant rulebooks instead of gaming back in, 2006. My gaming groups, by the way, never had a no politics at the game table rule. I understand that the prohibition is pretty common though. It's never been an issue for me in 40 years of gaming because I've always gamed with friends with similar political beliefs as me. Oh, yeah, sure, we often disagree, for example, on what sort of traffic measures is appropriate for the city, but never on the big stuff. No one I know tries to argue that Ukraine actually started a war with Russia, for example. And nor would I want to be in a regular game with anybody who thought that human rights were an annoying obstacle to capital gains. This week, I've been thinking about politics at the game table because politics might now be threatening the very existence of the game table. Simon will stop game development until the trade situation stabilises, and that might only happen when the extreme right is removed from power, and that might take a while. Simon has had to make game designers redundant. Stonemaier Games, who make classics like Wingspan and Scythe, are taking legal action in America to challenge the way and the powers that brought tariffs in. There's a call for more games companies to join them. I don't want to be negative, but I don't think they have much of a chance. If people can be deported without due process and millionaires given access to personal data without federal oversight, then it doesn't sound like Stonemaier is operating in a fair environment. Maybe it's important that they file the protest though. We have a different protest story as we return to the Diamond comic distributor saga. Previously, we've covered how Diamond filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection and had a stalking horse bid straight away. And then Alliance Entertainment seemed to win the auction, only for Diamond to file the paperwork to sell itself to Ad Populum instead. Alliance didn't accept that and filed legal papers as a countermeasure. And they won. The judge agreed with Alliance and told Diamond Comics that Alliance had won the auction. Flash forward to this week, and the winner, Alliance, has just announced the deal is off. They're walking away. They've not said why, but the speculation is, guess what? It's the tariffs again. If the market is dying, the company does not want to pay money to have more of it. And there's good news, or mixed news at least, from Tabletop RPGs. Wizards of the Coast have done what they said they would do and under a Creative Commons license released the Systems Reference Document 5.2 for D&D. This is the free rulebook and the rules by which you can create your own D&D stuff. There are two exceptions. The Orb of Dragonkind and the Deck of Many Things have different names in SRD 5.2, and Wizards say this is due to trademark issues. Wizards has the trademark for both, and some have noticed that the D&D owners seem to have tweaked or at least revised those deals just days before releasing the SRD. And I can see why that's annoying, but I don't think third-party D&D lives or dies by having a magic item called the Deck of Many Things in the world. So it's not really a grumble I find myself drawn to. The release of D&D's SRD was big news, but not the biggest this week. On Geek Native, Emma Pern was the big hero. Emma won the jousting tournament at the Royal Armouries contest in England last weekend. It's the first time a female fighter has won the overall contest. The Royal Armouries published a picture of a young woman with blue hair looking confident in plate mail and raising her hand in victory. Emma was fighting for the British, but the team from America outpip the locals to claim the overall team total. I think the big computer game news is the Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake. That's a story that Bronwyn got to quickly, and we had the placeholder for the live stream up on the blog. You could have watched it with us. And in some quirky news, the Speedcraft training video, in which the voice actor asks for a retake, is being kept as it is. Some mistakes are golden. And that's why I make so many on this podcast. It was a close run thing, but I think my favourite computer game story, also blogged by Bronwyn, was Hulu and FX's Alien Earth videos for Earth Day. That was a lovely, positive corruption of the day with cat videos. We're told that the release of May 13 from Random House World will be a children's book based on a dark adult series. It's The Little Witcher. I'm not sure how wholesome it will be, and I hope it's laden with secret adult jokes, but we'll have to find out. Safely on the wholesome side of the news is from Son of Oak, who are helping to recruit gamers with visual impairments for a study. They're not making any money from this and aren't really involved. They're simply doing what they can to make future computer games more accessible. And lastly, I want to talk about Street Fighter VI limited edition makeup collection from Game Beauty. It's a beast, and Bronwyn has thoroughly tested the box with a lengthy review complete with supercut video. There's one deal in the bundle of holding to mention before I sign off for the night, and that's the remastered Sigil Stone collection. Worth a look. On that note, take a stand, stay safe, and I'll see you next week.